Okay, Dell, you have watched over the last hour or so as your companions have slowly gone in to talk to Maeve one at a time, waiting in the entryway to the barracks. Eventually, you get called in last, and you make your way in into the guard barracks. You can see down the hall there's a doorway that's closed that's listed as infirmary. And you see the door open briefly and somebody come out and make their way towards somebody that's in the practice area behind. But you are directed just to your right to an office where Maeve sits behind a large desk looking very tired. And as you make your way in, she stands and motions to a chair. Ah, Lord Delryar Tammarast. Last but not least, your friends have told me some very interesting stories about their opinions on Lord Vane Dracohorn. I am curious what your opinions are.
Opinions. Not exactly the most welcoming of ways to put that.
Well, evidence will speak for itself, but surely you've drawn conclusions from what you've seen?
It seems that Lord Dracohorn was attempting to influence the going-ons about the realm, specifically by disenfranchising some with Huntsilver.
In what way?
We've yet to figure out how, but the kidnappings of the children were targeted specifically to make it look like Huntsilver was behind them.
And you believe Lord Dracohorn was in fact behind them?
That is where the investigation led.
Do you have any specific evidence that comes to mind?
The trail of the children led us to a fishmonger that was not where, at least to my understanding, the men that we found at the fishmongers were not this normal person. They had been transporting the children. We tracked them down. A woman was with them and escaped. The same woman was with Dracohorn when we confronted him.
So this woman tied to the kidnappings, also tied to Lord Dracohorn, and that is the sum of your evidence?
Not the sum, but it is the most compelling that I have, that I can speak of rather than walking through things.
I see. I am curious. After confronting Lord Dracohorn about your opinions regarding his activities, clearly you all engaged him in physical combat. I can only presume that he began the fight, but
we were unable to confront him. As we were trying to confront him, he came out and attacked us.
Right. Regardless of who began the fight, it clearly ended with one victor, and it was not Lord Dracohorn. Why does he yet live?
It is not justice if it is not known.
An interesting perspective.
There will be questions that perhaps those with magics or tinctures will be able to draw out of him.
I see. Is there anything else you wish to declare in your statement?
As to his guilt or innocence?
Or anything else related to the situation? Yes.
I did return his book.
His book?
I went and asked to borrow a book, and he was amenable at the time, and I walked off with a second. But I did return it.
Very well. Are you willing to put your statement in writing and sign your name to it?
As I would hope all would be.
And she will hand you paper and a quill.
Mm-hmm. And he will write in his own words, rather than my personal words.
What he thinks happened.
Yes.
Yeah. And once you're done, once you've signed it, she'll nod and say, "Thank you, Lord Tammarast. If you would wait in the lobby..."
Noted that we could have let him die.
Oh, yes. No, that is already well known to me. If you would wait in the lobby with your friends, I will want to speak with all of you in just a few moments.
Understood.
Thank you. And so we begin session 27. In the forest kingdom of Cormyr, the band of heroes known as Much Obliged have been instrumental in delivering justice to a ring of kidnappers that have operated in the area for months. The children have all been safely returned home, and the culprits arrested or killed. Harp, the mastermind of the kidnapping plot, was proven to be none other than Lord Vane Dracohorn, who now lies in critical condition in the care of the local Purple Dragon Knights. While investigating the Dracohorn estate for evidence after your battle, Dame Maeve, Thunderstone's resolute knight commander, arrived with a detachment of purple dragons to take charge of the scene. Firm and fair, she gathered your report, took charge of Vane's recovery, and asked you to declare your evidence and spoils as you left. Later, the same knight commander met with each of you privately, asking you to share the full story of your encounter with Vane, your views on Haldar, and the relevance of your evidence. She listened carefully, questioning, challenging your suppositions, but came to no obvious or quick conclusions. After your individual interviews, Maeve asked you all back collectively to discuss Haldar Huntsilver's situation in depth. Together, you formed a plan to alleviate Maeve's concerns about the local unrest that might be caused by freeing Haldar, gather support from the townsfolk, and get an interview with the Cormyr Gazette. There is an odd piece that follows. You have solved the crime, defeated the villain, and although some mysteries like the witch Lysandra and the Dark One linger, they are troubles perhaps for another day. In this rare moment of calm, you find yourselves with some unexpected free time. Maybe it's a chance to explore personal goals, tend to neglected hobbies, or simply enjoy a respite from the constant peril. This pause in your adventure allows you a moment to breathe, to reflect on your journey so far and ponder the paths that lie ahead. Welcome back to Cormyr in the Year of Purple Dragons. It is a little after midday on the day that you guys spoke with Maeve. I have that date here somewhere. Here it is.
The 11th?
On the 11th, thank you. What would you guys like to do?
Where are we at right now? Or
Wherever you want to be in Thunderstone.
I have a shiny toy I need to attune to.
Sure, I mean, you can do that over a short rest, so something to do this evening.
I'm gonna take a walk around town for a bit.
We weren't granted access to Hunt Silver yet, were we?
Nope.
Okay. And I don't think there's any wizards in town, right?
There's you.
I've been looking for this. Right.
Oh, no.
Veronica would probably ask Corthynd about the whole Tanthul thing, thinking that that's the only lead that we really have on Lysandra. So probably have a conversation and then slip in a request for that leather armor.
You just start off the day with that?
Yeah, over breakfast.
Well, it's mid-afternoon now, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dinner, then.
Well, before dinner...
Well, Corthynd would be in his room researching the book.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So
maybe
he's easy to find.
I mean, you eventually will need to have dinner, so...
Right.
That's probably a fine time to do it. But before then, Fal, you're taking a walk through the city?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and carouse with the lower classes and look for clients.
Sure. Do me a favor. I will take any charisma-based skill you want.
Okay. Let's do persuasion.
Sure. A 15. Give me one moment, please. I gotta open a book.
Is it Xanathar's?
It is Xanathar's.
Hey, I've got that open right now.
Okay, we'll go with this one. Cool. You managed to make a sell of, I believe one dose is 100 gold. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you managed to get 100 gold. So one sale for that.
Okay.
I also need you to roll a... Oh, sorry. Okay. I actually need you to make also a deception check
Okay.
and a perception check.
Okay.
Very nice. Okay, and then I need a D8, please.
Okay.
Fantastic, thank you.
6 guards pin me down.
No. You seem fine for now.
Okay.
Yeah, you managed to make a sale. 100 gold in your pocket. Not your gold, but, 100 gold.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to do while you're out and about?
How long did it take me to get that? About what time am I finishing up with that?
So that's going to really constitute, like, the week's worth of
Okay.
finding and selling. But, I mean, an hour here, an hour there.
Okay.
Hitting up some of your frequent buyers.
Gotcha. But it sounds like it's not only going to be a couple hours today, so
Yeah.
after that I'll head back to the Sign of Thunder.
Okay. Yeah, so call it about dinner time that you're done with that and you make your way back. Anybody else doing
Okay.
anything before dinner?
I want to see if I can find some space in the Sign of Thunder to brew some stuff. Like to put together some drinks for the night. Kind of
Okay.
practice that.
Are you asking Maeve, or are you just trying to find? Mavis, or are you just trying to find a space?
Yeah, I'm asking Mavis if I can brew some
Alright,
stuff for the day.
So you make your way up to Mavis, and she is currently busy sweeping in the kitchen, and I imagine the smell of baked cookies is wafting out, or maybe it's muffins. Fig is probably back there cooking at the moment, and she looks up as you approach. Yes, dearie?
For you've been gracious for letting me stay on the couch upstairs, and I'm hoping that I can help maybe make some drinks for tonight for the rush.
What sort of drinks?
I can make some beers. Beer is usually relatively easy for me.
Beer in a day. All right. Well, there's not much of a rush. We don't exactly cater to clientele who aren't staying the night, but of course, if you would like to sell some beer, I'd be happy to let you do so. What do you need?
Just some room for my supplies. It'll actually take about a few days to finish it out.
Oh. Well, how much room?
I just pull out kind of my supply kit, enough to get this organized. I guess maybe like a 5-foot area.
Oh, like a closet, maybe. Oh, well, there's space in the cellar, perhaps. Why don't I show you down?
Thank you.
And she'll take you back into the kitchen, and down there's a trapdoor underneath one of her counters. The counter folds away, and there's a trapdoor beneath it, and it leads down a ladder into a nice, cool stone cellar, lit by some torches down there. Will this do? There's plenty of floor space.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you very much.
Of course, dearie. I'll let my son know in case he has any questions about it. Do you need anything else?
Oh, that's all. Thank you.
Okay. And she'll head back upstairs. Anybody else? Anything before dinner?
I'd like to track down Corthyndahast if he's not in the middle of something else.
Yeah, he'd be smoking out on his balcony. and staring at the ring on his hand contemplatively.
Corthyndahast, do you have a moment?
I love it.
Yes, what can I help you with, Tammarast? Hey, no, you're upgraded to Delryar again for saving Vayne. What can I help you with, Delryar?
Obviously, you are aware of sending stones and such, as we've used one past couple weeks. I came upon
Yes.
this one. And he holds it out to you. That there's somebody on the other end that was waiting for her brother.
Where did you find it?
Why can't I remember that?
It was in the temple with the bullywugs.
Oh, was it?
That was episode 2.
Okay. Okay. The adventure that Fig and I went on that ended up directing us here. Then we found it in the temple. It was in the middle of the swamp with bullywugs that we had to clear out. But now I've been in contact with the person on the other end. It has not been quite as critical, but since we might have a moment, I was wondering, do you know of any way to track the connection between the stones?
That is a fascinating question. Do I know if there's a way to do that?
Track. What was it that he wanted to track?
Try and
The
find the
connection
other
between
stone
the stones.
using the stone he's got.
Well, make an Arcana check for me. Oh yeah. So there's a couple ways you could think of to do it. The easiest and most obvious way would be to merely teleport yourself to where the other stone is, obviously. Maybe, scry on the person holding the other stone. That's totally doable as well. More realistically, both because of your level and because of the unpredictability of both of those spells, if you could get close, locate object is really good for that. Locate creature also can be very good for that. Find the path, very good for that. There might also be some rituals, some of the more long-form rituals that could be done to try and find the sympathetic link between two sending stones. Nothing that you're just going to be able to cast. It would have to be something you would research and do some digging, but you're positive it can be done.
It can be done. There's easier methods, depending on how strong you are. Obviously, you could just teleport to the location, scry upon it. That's something my master would likely do. Given our current abilities and what we have access to, I'm certain I could find some kind of ritual given enough time to research it. Have you tried merely asking the person?
As well as I can. As all they were able to impart is the fact that I believe they're still near the swamp where I found the stone.
Are they in danger? Are they in danger?
They are... as best as I can tell, anxious and uncertain of their location, but not immediate as far as I can tell.
Well, that's good, at least. Given the time and money, I could certainly find some sort of ritual that would be able to find them if we would get close enough. We could return there, attempt to locate object or creature, or something else even, depending on what I could find. Would be an interesting thing to try.
Is there any way we can get what we need on the way? Perhaps a scroll.
Possibly.
Or something to that effect.
There's certainly nothing worthwhile magically in this town. But there's bound to be something along the way. Let me look into it. I'll check my notes, maybe ask my master if he knows anything.
Understood. You can
How...
understand how the sooner the better.
Of course. And he puts it on his list of things to do at the bottom. He doesn't have very many things to do, admittedly, but magical research is something he's interested in, so.
And then Del will leave Corthynd and see what he can do about finding somebody with sticky fingers in town.
You know one person that might apply to.
Okay.
That's not in your party. You know one in your party too, but I don't think you're looking for him right now.
No, I'm looking for somebody who might be able to help me train my sleight of hand.
Mm-hmm.
What a...
The person you know is Haldar's assistant, Isla Stoneheart.
Okay.
She's the one that gave you guys the details on this quest in the first place.
Okay.
You may recall. She has definitely intimated that she is quite capable in that regard. You also know Minerva, but you haven't seen her in a while. But Isla shouldn't be too hard to find. You want to go look for her?
Yeah.
Make me... Just roll a d20 for me. Let's see if you can just find her easy. Yeah, about 2 hours before dinner time, you manage to remember where her house is. It's a smaller home that she keeps with her son, not too far from Haldar's Villa. I assume you knock at the door?
Mm-hmm.
And she'll answer and then smile at you. And That's a first. You haven't seen her smile before. Because the last time you saw her, her son was not back yet. But he is now. And she immediately steps out and just hugs you. And then stops herself and steps back and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, my Lord Tammarast. That was unbecoming of me.
Understandable.
Would you like to come in?
If you wouldn't mind.
Please." And she steps out of the way and invites you in. Her home is modest. It's not large. You can hear in the background, you can hear her son is making noises. It sounds like he's playing Knights and Wizards. You can hear fireballs and swords noises coming out of his mouth. Would you like some tea?
Some tea would be most welcome.
Certainly. And she turns around and starts fixing it. What can I do for you, my lord?
Forgive me if this is in any way indelicate, but believe that you have some skills that might be useful if I could learn.
You're referring to my life before Lord Huntsilver.
Indeed.
With all due respect, my lord, most young men of your proclivities are not interested in such things.
The recent business with Lord Dracohorn and Lord Huntsilver has impressed upon me the possible need to acquire items under people's noses.
You're referring to legerdemain?
Among other things.
She holds up a coin, a silver falcon, shows it to you, and then does something with her hands and shows that the coin is gone. You don't even notice it. It just vanishes. This sort of thing.
Exactly.
And she reaches up and pulls it out from behind your ear. It's almost a child's trick, but I can certainly try and teach you if you'd like.
I do believe the knowledge would be useful, as most is.
This is, I mean to say, would it be inappropriate of me to charge you? I've never had a
Not at
noble
all.
ask me to teach these things. Right. Would...
He's going to, before she asks, reach in and pull out 5 lions and put it on the table in front of her.
Goodness. Right. Weekly? Until you've learned the skill?
Seems reasonable.
Wonderful. When would you like to begin?
What time is it?
Probably about an hour till supper time.
How long do you believe the lessons will take?
I can teach you the first skills in maybe 30 minutes, though it'll take quite a bit of practice.
If you have time now, perhaps we can get the information into my brain and I can practice until our next...
Sure. Well, the first trick's very simple. It's a game I used to play as a child because I was bored. Let me show you how to roll a coin between your fingers. And she will spend the next little while showing you how to roll coins between your fingers, because manual dexterity is the first part of this that you're going to need to practice.
Right.
Eventually, I presume, you all meet back up at the Sign of Thunder for dinner?
Well, Corthyn's afternoon activities would be trying to talk to the ring on his hand.
Oh. All right. Before we meet up at the Sign of Thunder, go ahead.
Are you in there? He, like, taps the ring on the railing of the balcony.
Make an Arcana check. You sense there is a presence in the ring. You can't confirm who, but something's in there.
Well, either Vane kept the previous owner of the ring in here, or it's you, Lord Dracohorn. There's no use hiding.
Make an insight check.
Oh, snap.
You sense frustration, anger, silence.
I suppose I'll have to get you purged if you're not willing to talk. Send you along to the afterlife rather than return you to... perhaps you don't know. You're not dead yet.
The voice in your head is barely above a whisper. Why would you keep me alive?
I have no reason to see your end. On the contrary, I have questions.
And why would I answer them?
At a chance to return to life? Clearly you don't want to go on to your final reward, or you already would have. It's within your purview.
Where is my body?
That is a good question. In custody.
For me, a life long enough only for the crown to remove my head.
There is always that possibility, of course, given your crimes. But where there's life, there's hope. As long as you are alive, there's always the possibility you can remain that way. Perhaps giving up the others in this clear conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Did they come to you, or did you go to them?
Ooh.
A dark one. My uncle, I presume. Or perhaps grandfather. Although I believe he's dead.
I see no benefit to helping.
Boredom?
I am not yet bored.
Fair enough. Although, I could think of a few things to use a soul for.
Make a deception check.
Oh man.
You're bluffing because you're not powerful enough to do it yet.
I can think of a few things. That doesn't mean I can do them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
The bluff is that you can think of them, but you're not powerful enough to do it yet.
Ah.
I think I want to use my inspiration on this one.
Okay.
That's very generous.
Fair warning, Rob's
Because it's-
never good with inspirations.
Oh,
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
and now
pretty
you
typical
see,
for Robin inspiration, yeah.
Usually it's my own inspirations, but yeah, that's typical.
You're not powerful enough, little mage.
That's true. That's absolutely true. I am not. Either one of my masters would be. And I won't stay this deficient for long. But you can leave my ring whenever I like, whenever you like.
I have time.
How long do you think that they will keep your unconscious body?
I am not staying for my body.
Interesting. What else is there?
He just laughs. Quiet chuckle.
So be it then. Next time I see my master, we'll see if he needs an extra soul.
Off to dinner then.
A very frustrated Corthynd shows up to dinner.
So you all make your way to dinner. You all meet in the large main room of the Sign of Thunder.
Veronica's gonna be like, yes, 3 more of those.
Corthynd will give Veronica a look before settling into dinner. He's looking
Are-
contemplative.
Are these so delicious? Kaelen. Oh,
Absolutely, I'm just shoveling whatever it is that we're eating. Just- Military
mean,
style hovered over my plate.
it is really good. The Sign of Thunder is the better inn in town.
Veronica's
Must eat that
definitely.
stress.
Veronica's gonna compliment. What was the innkeeper's name?
Mavis.
Minerva? Mavis. Mavis, this is delicious.
Oh, thank you. My son made it.
And in between, like, bites, she's gonna look at Corthyn and say, Corthyn, so about those magical items that I believe there was some clothing. You were disrobing my brother at one point.
Ah, yes. Quite an
was
interesting suit of armor.
Yeah, he did have good taste. Does it fit you?
It's magical, so it would form itself to do so, should I desire.
I'm gonna, like, in between sipping drinks, I'm just like, it is yours, Dracohorns, and just kind of like under my breath towards Veronica.
So I was wondering, since it was kind of my brother's, it's kind of mine, and I'm wondering if I could possibly get it back.
For your own use?
Of course.
He, like, what do you call it? When you tap your fingers in a row. He taps his fingers in a row on the hand that has the ring on it on the table.
Drum.
Drum, there you go, thank you. Drums the fingers of that hand on the table and looks at his ring and asks, well, what do you think? Ask that out loud, because he can't telepathically communicate. The ring telepathically communicates with him.
You should give it to her.
There's no response from the ring.
He
Were you
bangs the
asking me?
ring on the table.
Right?
I think you should give it to me. Certainly. I mean, you.
Not asking you, I'm asking the ring. Wake up, I know you're in there.
Why would
You
you ask a
realize you
ring?
look like an idiot, right?
Magic often makes one look like a fool, vain.
I kind of stop shoveling food in my mouth at that and just look over.
Didn't I mention your brother's in the ring?
Veronica's gonna look at Kaelen and kind of slowly, like, whisper, I think he was hit too many times.
With the snake.
Shall we bequeath your armor to your sister?
What's going on? My brother is back with the purple dragons.
His body certainly is. Turns out he was a little farther gone than we thought.
I don't understand.
This is a ring of mind shielding. It previously belonged to your brother before I took it as spoils. It keeps one from being magically detected in certain ways, but for this purpose, the important part is that if you should die, or slip into the realm of death while wearing it, your soul is put into it for safekeeping.
Wouldn't it be better to call it a ring of mind holding at that point?
That is a valid point. I shall bring that up with Ganrahast. Perhaps we can have that as a nationwide declaration.
Wait. You're telling me my brother is talking to you in that ring?
He's bearing very recalcitrant. Who knew he'd be so unwilling to help his murderers?
And what happens with him in this ring? Is he stuck in there? Can he do anything to us? What does he do?
He can speak to whoever possesses the ring.
Veronica's gonna inch closer to Corthynd.
And he can leave it whenever he should wish. He's not trapped.
What has he said so far?
Nothing helpful.
Well, have you asked him questions? Like, what have you asked him?
I asked him what his connection with that dark mage was.
And what did he say?
He refused to elaborate.
He's not necessarily in the room to negotiate.
Vane was a humanoid, right?
I mean, yeah, as far as you know.
Can I charm person the ring?
You can certainly try.
Ah, I hate that. You and your DM talk.
Are you going to do that? Because Veronica's gonna ask to talk to Vane.
You would need... Well...
You do not have to attune to it.
You don't have to tune to it. Okay.
Maybe I can convince him.
I don't like this. It seems dangerous. Anything like this with the souls involved, I'm not a fan. And the magic.
If only I knew Soul Jar. But that's a ways off.
How would that help?
Oh, it would just move him to a more permanent container under my control.
What do you need to do that with?
Several decades of learning.
Could we find someone that has those several decades already?
Not without revealing whose soul exactly we contain, and in that case, it would likely be taken out of my hands. The only person I know that would be willing, or that would have the ability to do so, and the willingness to assist me in that, my master, Ganrahast, would undoubtedly take the ring from me for the good of Cormyr.
And what would he do? Would Vane be stuck in there forever?
He would likely serve the ultimate fates of whatever the Queen decides is his punishment.
Corthynd, I would like to ask my brother questions.
That seems fair to me. He is your brother, and this may be the last time you have to speak with him. So Corthynd will slip the ring off and hand it over, without unattuning to it. Presuming, of course, I get that back.
Yeah, you can keep it, and then I can take the leather armor. After I've gotten to talk to my brother, though. So Veronica, I guess. So do I just slip the ring on then?
Sure. You don't know
A
magic
little-
stuff, so
I have no
what
idea.
do you do?
Yeah. I mean, it's a ring, so I'm just gonna assume that it works like a ring. So Veronica's gonna slip the ring on and look around at everyone and ask Corthin, okay, how does this work?
Vane can communicate in your mind whenever he would wish. You, unfortunately, do not have the same capacity to speak with him, so you would need to frame your questions out loud.
Okay. Brother, can you hear me?
There's no response.
My mage friend here says that you can. Why use harp?
Make an Arcana check for me.
Me?
Yep.
Oh no. Can I use inspiration on that?
Always.
Please, 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 please.
It's better.
Yeah, way better. Not good, but better.
You can tell, just wearing it, you can tell that this ring is magical. As you put it on your finger, it resized, perfectly fit. Like, perfectly fit. Like, you just got this from the jeweler today, and they just fit it to your hand, perfectly fit. You can tell there's a sense of like you're being observed, like you're being watched, just wearing this ring. But no one's responding to you.
You're not gone. If there's something you want to answer our questions, all you have to do is ask.
Make a persuasion check. I'm going to put disadvantage on this.
Please, 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 please.
Good first roll. Remember to hover your 21 and click the minus. Decent second roll, if I'm honest. A 12 is not bad. For several moments, there's no reply. But you can sense, you can feel that whatever's watching you, whatever that feeling like something's watching you, you can feel this building frustration. Anger, maybe? And then you hear it in your head, barely above a whisper, more a growl. Should I trust a betrayer in my own family?
have to say this out loud, don't I?
As far as you know.
I could say the same thing about you.
One of us attacked the other.
I came to talk. You drew your sword. You were going to have me under house arrest for simply asking questions that I asked for you to confide in me, and you refused. What else was I supposed to do?
You are so young and immature. It was for your own good.
I'm not a child. I know what's good.
Clearly you do not.
What do you want? Tell me what you want.
Amnesty.
What was that?
Amnesty.
Amnesty. Amnesty for what?
The crimes that you and your misguided companions have no doubt accused me of.
I need you to be specific, because we could get you amnesty for stealing a cupcake.
And yet you remain so flip with me. So childish.
Gotta balance it out, I suppose. Amnesty. Anything else? Maybe some room to stretch out, a couple bottles of wine to pass the time.
The only thing I want from you is my life.
Why hunt Silver? Why fuck with him?
Make an insight check, please.
Such a great night.
I'm sure you think I have done something to my dear old friend, Lord Hunt Silver, but I don't know what it is that you think I have done.
Framed him for kidnapping kids.
Ah, yes. That is what they were saying, wasn't it? That he was the kidnapper. I remember now.
Are you saying you weren't involved?
Why would I kidnap children?
If he wasn't involved, why did he have Harp's sending stone?
I would verbalize that question to Vane if he can't hear.
You don't know if he can hear.
Oh. Okay, well, I would just repeat it back just as I don't know. Did you hear my mage friend's question?
Which question is that?
I would repeat the question.
Who is Harp?
Are you saying you're not Harp?
You know my name.
Goddamn right.
Veronica's is so confused. She's looking around at everyone and this is just going in circles.
Is he denying that he's Harp?
Yes.
How? I mean, in what way? What did he say exactly?
He said that I know his name and that Huntsilver was the one responsible, and that I don't know. He's
Keep
he's
in mind,
twisting
we're
it
the
around.
ones that have been calling him Harp. Right? We didn't hear any of them call the guy Harp, right? Or did we?
You have not heard anyone directly call Vane Harp, but you have heard plenty of people. No, you have.
The figure Harp? Okay.
The kids called him Harp, remember?
Right. Okay. I thought he was trying to, get off on a technicality of, oh, it's just the symbol.
The kids called him Harp.
I know you're trying to confuse me.
I am dead.
No, you're not. You're not dead.
What would I gain from confusing you?
We didn't kill you. You're just not doing well yet right now. And we have an opportunity here and you said you wanted amnesty, but I don't know what amnesty, what you want. What do you think that you did that you would need amnesty for? Because I know what everybody else thinks that you did, and evidence all points to that. So what I don't understand is why you would use the term harp.
I wish amnesty from all crimes that you and your companions think that I have committed.
In exchange for what? Does that mean that you're gonna tell us information that we are looking for?
I will cooperate with your questions.
Fine. Veronica's gonna take the ring off and give it back to Corthynd.
Before you do that, he holds up a hand to stop you. Ask him why he was going to direct the blame to you.
Veronica,
it was clearly you were being framed.
Veronica intentionally did not ask that question.
Because it's an answer she doesn't want to know.
No, she does not want to know. She will look down at the ring and ask Vane, why try to set me up for this? I'm family.
You up for what?
For the kidnappings. All the evidence.
You say I blamed Huntsilver. Now you say I blame you. Which is it, Veronica? Whom did I place the blame upon. Your story seems a little inconclusive.
You wanted Huntziver arrested. You wanted his name tarnished. But you knew that wasn't going to stick. And you needed some scapegoat for what was happening. But I just don't see you doing it. I just don't see you.
Yet you blame me.
You're not doing a very good job of convincing me.
Your words are not in alignment. To think, I argued on your behalf to our father, invited you into my home.
Veronica's going to take off the ring and put it on the table. Very ungently.
Corthyndahast will take it back. I see. He sounds like he's being as uncommunicative with you as he was with me.
I'm gonna slide one of the brews in front of Veronica. I'm assuming we have like beers on the table and stuff.
Yeah.
Slide one over.
Nice
Tell
little
it's been a
brown
hard
ale.
conversation.
You know, he was always such a gem. Now he is one. She's gonna take a big ol' swig of the drink. He's not being helpful, but he wants something. He wants amnesty for whatever the hell that's worth. There is a possibility that we could bring this to Maeve if she has some desire for information.
She doesn't have the authority to offer amnesty. Not for a crime of this magnitude.
Just thinking here, we were worried about him speaking against us, right? If he's in that ring, it's not in his body. Is he able to go back to his body, or do we not have to worry about him disagreeing with the verdict at this point?
Corthyndahast puts the ring down on the table for a moment, not sure whether or not the ring can like hear outside or not. He's almost positive it can't. It doesn't have any senses. It can only communicate. But so he's operating on that assumption. But he, you never know. And doesn't touch it while he says, "The soul is free to leave whenever it desires. Its body is alive. It is currently dying, but alive. Were it brought into a condition of full health, when the soul left, I suspect it would return to its body, rather than the ultimate reward waiting for Vayne."
So if we killed his body, he'd stay in the ring?
He raises an eyebrow at Veronica, but nods.
That seems like if we know where the body is, we could sneak in and finish the job.
Seems a bit counterintuitive to what we had gone through to keep it alive.
I mean, we have what we need. We have his voice and mind and information. We don't need the body for it. It prevents him from incriminating us further.
We have time
Veronica's-
before that body's going to be able to speak at all. Maybe we can get the ring to talk more in the meantime.
Perhaps. Was there
Oh,
was there anything in particular your brother hated? Particular kind of music?
um,
I can absolutely see Corthyndahast starting. This is the song that never.
yes. I honestly, I don't know. He doesn't like to lose.
That's true.
Just let me know if you need any help with that.
I've never tortured a ring before.
Should we put that ring in like a box in a room away from us? I have some questions.
Want to make an Arcana check, Rob?
Yeah, I want to figure out if I know what kind of senses the soul within the ring would have.
Having never experienced being in a soul jar or a ring of mind shielding yourself, all you have to go on are, rough ideas of what this sort of thing can do. You do know that Harper pins share all of the qualities with these, and that Harpers would never allow themselves to lose the ability to gather information even after they were dead. So you suspect that there is at least a 50-50 chance that he has some ability to comprehend the world outside of the ring. How much of that is unclear. But I will add one other thing. You do know that if you stick that ring in a lead-lined box, it will lose everything, because that is clearly divination magic at work.
The old traditional.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have that ring on you when we were at Maeve's? Or is it Maeve's? At the Purple Dragons?
I did. I wasn't aware at the time. He was within it. Because he didn't attune until the night after, so.
Well,
we
I
could
wanted-
find a box lined with lead to put it in. And then I got a phone call.
Is that something that we might be able to find in town, Niv?
Bit of an unusual thing to have a box lined with lead, but possibly. There are certainly
Guessing.
artisans in town who might have something like that.
If anything, we could use it as a threat. Get some information out of him. It does seem like he's being pretty manipulative. As usual. I think one thing is for certain is that we need to figure out what's going on with the witch.
Yeah, I want to ask Corthyndahast about it, but I'm concerned. I'm concerned about him hearing.
maybe tomorrow we can find a smith. He can build us a box.
Yeah.
Sounds good. While we're all trading magical items and everything, did we come to a decision on amending the charter?
I suppose we can take it to a vote.
Veronica puts her hand up.
For current members. Good try, though.
I feel like an honorary member right now, if nothing, you know?
We've proven that we've been more than capable of adventuring with your crew. And we have nothing else to do except investigate this thread.
At least NPC companion level.
Corthyndahast, are you
We may
wearing the
not.
ring right now? Or is it still on the table?
Yeah, I put it back on.
Okay.
That's an
Just in case
ominous
Vane
question.
has any comments about it.
Carry on.
In fact, Corthyndahast would say, I wonder if we should give the ring a vote.
Depends on the answer.
Vote whether to trust a backstabber. By all means, take her with you.
Vane votes yes.
Veronica's gonna roll her eyes so hard. It's always gotta have something to say.
The issue is, well, don't you want to return to your family home?
Me?
Yeah, Veronica. To Veronica. Do you think your parents would blame you for Vane's transgressions?
I don't know. What I do know is I don't feel comfortable having a conversation that I think he can hear.
Then we should get a lead-lined box. Shouldn't be difficult. We can go to the blacksmith and see if they can have any lead available. It wouldn't need to be a very large box either.
It's probably too late in the day to do that right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could also put the ring far enough away that it wouldn't be able to hear.
Right. Like,
just put it in your room and then have the conversation down here, right?
yeah, he'll say, "I'll be back in a moment," and go up to his room and put it in his strong box, and lock it up, and come back downstairs. There, unless he's learned to pick locks while in the shape of a ring from inside the lock, we should be safe from anything he could hear.
I wrote my father about what's going on here, and I'm waiting to hear back. I don't know. I don't know how far the plot. What I do know is that I have responsibility to try and fix the things that Vane has done. And the only way I can think of doing that, or what at least one of the things that needs to be done, is we need to track down that witch. And Actually, I wanted to ask you, Corthin, the big scary magic dude that floated and kind of raised up some buddies. Um, he seemed to recognize you, and I'm wondering if there is any kind of connection between you and them that we might be able to ask someone where Lysandra's whereabouts are, or some way of tracking them. I don't know, some way of getting a hold of that witch.
I doubt he would have gone around town openly. And yes, he did seem to recognize me, didn't he? It's our striking, handsome features, I'm sure. They tend to run strong in the family.
So what I'm reading from that is there is no strings that you can pull on to figure out like either what that connection was or why. Like we need to track down Lysandra, and
I suppose we could go to Shade and ask them.
what's that?
A
Who's that?
desert country up to the north that invaded us like 8 years ago.
Okay, is that is that why?
That man, the Dark One, as they called him. He was a Tanthul. Related to me in some fashion, I'm sure. As they all are. Either an uncle of mine or... well, most likely an uncle. Several generations removed. Perhaps a cousin.
You don't have like book club parties that we can just like drop in on, or you could like say, hey, so this Lysandra witch.
That side of the family and I are not on the best of circumstances, given they dropped a city on me the last time.
So no leads. We have 0 leads on Lysandra.
I'm gonna pull out the newspaper and just say, well, there's been some weird figures and magical sightings, and I'm gonna turn to the echoes of the past, the ghost sightings, and just say, maybe there's something related here. It seems very, suspicious and dark and
Yeah.
witchy.
I was looking at that too in some of the old papers. I mean, all around that area there's been weird stuff. Castle Crag, Arabelle, Evening Star, up in the Stonelands.
Oh, thank goodness. We have a lead then, at least. Something to investigate.
I mean, perhaps a lot of these are connected. We could start by visiting the place and seeing if anything is related to what we've seen with the witch, and perhaps the missing children.
Over the table, for Dell's sake, that would all be the opposite direction of where you wanted to go earlier.
Arabelle is quite a ways away from here.
Well, there is some weird stuff in the vast swamp, Suzale, and the Tunlands too, but just a lot of activity to the area around the Sword River.
Well, maybe we can ask around as well, if nothing else. Maybe someone else has seen something.
Maybe Mavis has heard some rumors.
Sorry, what did you say, dearie?
We had a few questions, if you wouldn't mind.
I don't know what I could help with, but sure.
I'm gonna pull out a gold piece and put it on the table and say, we're looking for any information or rumors about potentially a witch in the area, if you've heard anything.
A witch?
Kind of slide the gold piece over.
Oh, sweetie, put that away. You don't need to bribe me for information. I'm afraid I don't know anything about a witch. The last I heard about anything like that was the beast of the forest, but that... Well, your friends here took care of that.
Have you seen this woman? And I'll make a minor illusion of Lysandra.
Can you make her as tall as she is? I normally see people from much lower angles.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Of course, she's a halfling.
Right.
And she'll squint up. Not a lot of defining features here. She's just got that lovely black cloak. Huh. I can tell you something. I don't know how useful it'll be.
Anything will help.
Well, do you see here the stitchwork on her cloak? I assume that this is correct, yes?
As correct as I could get it.
Well, if it is correct, well, this was made in Sembia. I recognize the stitching, and the wool is distinct to Sembian use, and
That matches up with what we found so far.
That seems like a lead and somewhere we can go.
We would not want to go to Zambia.
Trying to find it on the map.
It is.
You're gonna have to go to the Greater
nation.
Moonsea map and look east of Cormyr.
That's the country we were in a war with 8 years ago.
That's one of the two countries that you were in a war with.
Yeah. They were a puppet vassal of the Shade Empire.
This is Sembia, way over here.
We have a pretty good link then that if she was a Sembian agent and there was a Shade involved, then this is their old shenanigans.
Yeah. Which doesn't tell you where she is, but it does maybe tell you where she came from.
Yep. Thank you, Mavis. That is excellent information to know.
I was helpful?
You were.
Oh.
I fear a Sembian plot.
Another one?
They
Well,
never tire of it, do they?
I'll take the gold and take it back, but since you won't take the money, how about a round for my compatriots?
All right, then. I'll be right back with more. And maybe one for myself. Oh, Sembia.
Try not to worry too much, Mavis.
You're not the one running a business in the eastern part of Cormyr.
No, but I am the one on the tail of this plot, and I have supreme confidence in myself.
Oh dear.
A mage with supreme confidence in themselves.
I have had a good teacher in that for many years.
She refills all of your mugs. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I would like a muffin.
Oh, all right. Blueberry or raspberry?
A blueberry, of course.
Of course. I'll be right back, dearie.
Raspberry and muffins.
What? Raspberry is the best flavor there is.
She'll go
So
and
you
fetch
would
you one
rather-
of Fig's blueberry muffins.
Thank
I
you,
would
Fig.
rather gallivant around Cormyr, who knows where we'll end up, than return to Suzail and your family.
Fig will chime in here and say that, at least tentatively, she thinks it's actually a good idea.
What's
No,
a
no,
good
no.
idea?
Do the Fig voice.
No, not a chance.
Wait, sorry. I think I misheard you. What did Corthynd say?
Oh, he asked he said that you'd rather gallivant around Cormyr, going to who knows where, than to return to Suzail and join your family.
It's okay. So Veronica would reply to that with, "It's my responsibility as a Dracohorn to track down whatever plot or people that Vane has conspired with."
We don't know that we'll be able to find their trail again. This may well end up for a matter for the War Wizards and the Purple Dragon Knights to finish.
Which Fig will point out that includes you and her.
Eventually. And you, Kaelen, you're content to follow where Veronica goes?
Yes. It is my duty at this point.
Well then, unless we have any of the rest of you have further questions for them, I propose a vote to amend the charter.
What will you do if we solve these mysteries surrounding your brother?
I suppose it just depends on what we solve, honestly. I do know that I need to put right here in Thunderstone what he is made a mess of. But right now, this Lysandra person is... I just don't have enough information.
For argument's sake, say we find out the connection to your brother, resolve any problematic dealings that he may have been in, and everything else is no longer connected to your family. You would then go home. You would continue doing what you could in the name of Cormyr. You would go to the south and find a nice beach to live out the rest of your days.
A beach. Even when I came here with my brother, it was to help make lives better as a noble. Obviously failed pretty hard.
Insight.
Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely inciting that. That's like Corthyn's whole problem with nobles.
Wait, what do I do with that, or?
I think I know
Fan-fucking-tastic. I believe it.
Veronica's mindset. So yeah, but right now you don't need to do anything. As far as you guys can tell, Veronica is genuine.
House Dracohorn are stewards of the people. I have privilege that I want to use to make other people's lives better. And right now, I've got to sweep up the mess that my brother has made first.
That's very admirable. It's nice to see a noble concerned with the well-being of everyone in the nation.
Now, if I can do that on a beach, that's even better.
Man, I'll tell you, before you'd said the stuff about wanting to help everybody, Corthynd was like, gonna vote no. And you legit changed his vote. Although the beach part makes it waver a little bit.
Nothing wrong with being good, well dressed and comfortable.
We'll look around to my companions, Fal and Del and Fig. I vote yay.
Fig will also vote yay.
Yay. I'm just gonna down my drink.
Indeed.
Here, here. And I raise my glass up and for a cheers with everybody.
It's about time.
Empty cup cheers.
There we are then.
To the rename called Murder Ball. Yeah, yeah.
Fig asks if she can change her vote.
Allow me to welcome you to Much Obliged. We'll have the charter revised with the Purple Dragons tomorrow.
Veronica will join you on that trip, whoever decides. Like if we
You'll
do
both
it as
have
a group.
to, actually.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, everybody got to be there probably.
With
Okie dokie.
that decided, I will need to travel south into the swamps before the end of the 10-day would be best. Tomorrow or the day after would be better. Indeed.
We should definitely get that box made.
I understand that keeping on the trail of the witch is important, but I have somebody that needs help, and
Who is this?
I do not know.
How
And
do you know they need
he
help?
holds up the stone that he's been holding on to.
So for those of you who haven't seen this particular stone, it's a river stone with moss-colored inlays throughout it. Clearly, I mean, it looks like a stone, but the green mossy colors don't look natural, but at the same time, they look like they've been there all along. Very strange magical formation.
I found this at the same time I found an item that brought me to Thunderstone and Lord Hunt Silver. In the last few days, it has been used on the other end. And I have been communicating with a young lady who expects her brother to be on the other end of the stone.
So someone's calling out for help? Like rescue help? Or where are you help?
They were expecting their brother. Their brother no longer has the stone.
So are we looking for them, or are we looking for her brother? Or their brother? How far away is the swamp?
Not far. It's like technically Thunderstone is kind of on the northern end of it. It's maybe a day's travel south to get like into the actual murky parts of the swamp.
There's reports, as Val mentioned earlier, of unrest within the swamp. It could be related to that. However, before we leave, I'd like to settle the matter with Huntsilver.
How do you suppose we do that?
We also told Maeve that we were going to get support from the locals.
Ah, yes, the petition.
I was planning on getting started on that part tomorrow. If anyone else wants to help split the houses.
Yeah. Veronica will definitely want to help with that.
Yeah.
As much as I don't know how the second they actually she'll ask Val, would it hurt to have me show up though as a Dracohorn?
If they know who you are and who we're asking them to accept the blame now lies on, probably. But
Maybe it's best if we go and try to gather information about potential witch sightings in the various inns and other establishments.
I feel responsible, but I also don't want to make them more uncomfortable by showing up at the sister of the person who kidnapped their kids, showing up to their house and being like, "Hey, sorry."
Niv, do I think that they would recognize her, like, just by sight?
Good question. Make an insight check. I'm going to give you advantage. You've
Okay.
been here long enough to know the general pulse of Thunderstone, and 25. There's a good chance that anyone who is an artisan or a noble will recognize her. Veronica has been in Thunderstone for almost a decade, and she's kind of known for getting all the nobles together and throwing parties that are maybe a little party-ish. Like, maybe some people will use some of the things that you supply sometimes. Kind of parties. Not to mention, she loves buying things, and has bought many things from many people openly and with much money. So yeah, a lot of people know her face.
Okay.
If you think that it would be helpful, I would be happy to join you or to help in some way.
Niv, I think it might have gotten lost in the backpack mix-up, so it's cool if not, but I thought I had an extra one of those little gel balls from the,
You gave... Okay, so you used one initially. You gave one to Cash. You used one yourself. You gave one to... Was it Del? No, Del was in there as himself. So that's 3 used. How many did I give you initially? Was it 5?
Yeah, it was 5, and Cash gave one to his sister too.
Right, so that's 4.
Me and Cash
so,
split them.
I think you have 1 left.
I don't want it to be a burn-in.
I'll pull it out, just say, if it's really weighing on your conscience, I get it. Maybe you can help in disguise.
It looks like a little bead about the size of a shooter marble, one of the larger marbles. And it's like a riot of colors, and it's a little bit jiggly like Jello.
Orbeez. Or orbs.
Orbeez.
Very big Orbeez.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to expend a resource or something for it. That feels... I don't know.
It's fine. It was just sitting in the bag anyways, collecting lint. I'll
So
brush
maybe-
it off.
I'll put it on your sheet here, Tanis. Because
Okay.
I think it did get
Thanks.
lost in the great inventory scandal of 96. There you go.
Thank you.
Honestly, I think Veronica would want to be herself. I don't know.
Okay, well, yeah, maybe talking to the parents of the kidnapped children isn't the best spot right now.
I mean,
What
if
if-
you're one of the ones that helped rescue them, perhaps having Lady Dracohorn with you may actually help. It may help sway the public opinion, considering you're one of the heroes, and if she's associating with you, then perhaps that helps sway it a little.
Possibly.
Could I just come along with you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, does anyone else have any thoughts on her talking to the parents? Because, I mean, I'd like her to be able to do it. I just
Seems
don't
like a
wanna.
bad idea.
Sorry, I didn't hear Rob's.
It seems like a bad idea.
Hmm.
But I could
And-
be wrong.
I'm sorry, could somebody refresh? I watched the video, but what petition are we doing?
It's a petition to free Haldar from house arrest.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I mean, if I go and I say, yeah, my brother did it, I also kind of am worried about what Maeve said about people rioting. And now instead of Huntsilver under house arrest.
I believe having this family of
What
the
What if
accused
you helped?
be- benefit.
I wonder if any of you have connections with someone who can spread word quickly, someone who can, you know,
We are trying to put something into the newspaper. Maybe a testimony would be
maybe
more
that's
useful
enough
from a family member.
to start. You know, start to change the public opinions about Huntsilver, if we can convince them to write something.
And Veronica.
I have a meeting. I guess it would be the next day or the day after tomorrow.
Day after next. It's on the 13th.
If
I
we have a
meeting
few days.
day after next with the paper.
Okay. Maybe that's a better use.
Wouldn't hurt to have one of the families come in and also give their word for the paper as a quote.
We could ask them.
Stoneheart, is that her name? The previous past thief?
Whatever.
She seemed to already trust Haldar when we were dealing with all this. Maybe she'd be a good source for the article, depending on how many people they want involved in that.
I cannot think of any of those that we spoke to about their children that actively believed that Eldar was responsible.
How many
All right,
families
well-
are we talking about again? Is it 10?
I believe it was 8. One
8.
moment. Let me find the exact number.
I could bring it up along with the petition.
Okay. I was just curious.
7. 9 if you want to include... Oh, sorry, 8 if you want to include the one that was kidnapped but didn't quite make it out of the city.
I'm gonna... Veronica's gonna give you some gold, Val, since she's not meeting with the families, and ask you to give it to them as, I don't know, in some kind of way to make up for the pain.
Bribery is always nice.
It's all she's got.
I do think our next destination should be the vast swamp to assist Delryar in this mystery. There was that broadsheet notice of problems within there.
So it sounds like we have...
Happy
Sorry.
to tackle 2 things at once.
Sounds good to me.
While we wait to depart, we'll have several days twiddling our thumbs while we have all of this figured out.
So we're gonna go to the swamp in like 2 or 3 days? Is that what's happening?
Probably like a week, really, realistically.
Oh, okay.
Because we got to wait for the interview. We got to wait to see if if we can get the petition, if we could turn in the petition. We got to see if there's any going to be like some sort of official response. If we can just get Hunt Silver out of house arrest so we can talk to him to get the money, then we can leave and let them handle it later.
That's the whole goal, is to try to get the money.
We are
I see.
adventurers. We are working on the bottom line.
All right. So at least tomorrow, plan is we go amend the charter. We order a lead box
And collect signatures.
and collect signatures.
Instead of going and doing the petition thing, I'll ask Veronica if she's okay with me going out and just trying to gather information from inns and doing all of that. Just
Yeah.
Just trying to get rumors and talk with people. I'll probably maybe even talk to some of the guards that I've worked with that, you know, don't have hard feelings for me since they're not employed anymore, I'm assuming.
Yeah, maybe try to track down that one dude that we kind of ran off. Or check in on Aaron. Maybe Aaron knows something.
Yeah, I'll check in with him.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds like a good idea.
Cool.
Is there,
Montage?
anything else you guys... Well, maybe, but before we get to there, is there anything else you guys want to do tonight?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, lots of things.
Let me rephrase that question. Is there anything else you want to do at the dinner table tonight?
No.
Oh,
No.
at the dinner table? No.
Then we will take our break here and then come back to finish out the evening. It's apparently going to be very busy. All right, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Okay, so we're back, and right before we left, I asked if anybody had anything else to do, and like everybody said yes. So who wants to go first?
Me.
All right, Corthynd, what are you doing this evening? Book.
Corthynd will spend the evening with the book.
Okay.
Curling
Go
up with a
ahead
good
and give me. Hold on, I gotta pull the book up. Where the book? Where the book? There, the book. Hi, book. Give me a charisma. Nope, don't need that one. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, better.
You gain a level of exhaustion this evening.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, I'll take it.
Oh, sorry.
I don't get further.
Sorry, no, you don't. I lied. You do not. You do not gain a
Interesting.
level of exhaustion. You almost gain a level of exhaustion. The book keeps you up real late tonight. Roll 1d4. That's
Not terrible.
14. Ooh, interesting.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing interesting, is there? You're just saying interesting.
No, you're at an interesting point. We shall see what happens next.
I bet 15% a break point.
You're right, it is. The book's just getting interesting.
Okay.
All right. Who's next?
I can go.
What are you doing?
I'm going to bundle up all my warm clothes on and head out to like the nearest farm, and just a little off of the farm area, sit down and start to kind of meditate, and then begin ritual, or not ritual casting, but casting plant growth for 8 hours.
Cast the spell for me. That does mean you're going to give yourself an exhaustion by not sleeping tonight.
What if I sleep in?
I said by not sleeping tonight. You could choose to sleep tomorrow instead.
Okay.
Wait, so Val is going out into the middle of nowhere outside of a farm and casting ritual plants grow. Is that what's going on?
All plants in a
No.
half-mile radius centered on him become enriched for a year.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, druids are really badass.
And no one will ever know.
Kind of true. Okay.
Is that all you're doing?
Yeah, and then I'll
Okay.
go to bed.
Alright.
At like the crack of dawn. A little
Yeah.
before, actually. It's gonna be like 4 a.m.
Okay.
So, anyways, who's next?
Veronica, was there anything that you wanted to do before you head to bed?
Well, I think you wanted to do something, right?
Yeah. I would catch you basically like right as you're heading in.
Yeah, that's fine. Maybe.
Hey,
Yeah, go ahead.
hey, do you have a moment?
Always for you.
I wanted to, I haven't been very open, and I haven't been very, forthcoming with this stuff for a long time, probably since the war, but I wanted to check in with you and make sure that you're okay. I know that this is probably not easy.
Did you suspect him? Like before all of this?
Take a really heavy breath and sigh. Yeah, I think I had a feeling. I have not seen him in a positive light since our time out during the war. And I've seen what he can do and what he's capable of, and have witnessed him do things that, have changed my perspective.
Did I betray our family?
It's not your fault. And I want you to know that this is not your fault. You have not betrayed your family. In fact, I think you're the one saving them.
Tomorrow, when we go, and I'm going to make sure that there's nobody else around us.
Make a perception check.
Hey, that's pretty good for me.
It is actually quite good. The only one anywhere near you that you're aware of is Fig, and she is in the room writing in her journal. Does not look like she's listening.
Okay, I thought we were outside of the room. I would definitely.
You are
go.
outside of the room.
Yeah, we're outside.
Okay.
There's a large living area with couches outside of the room.
I would definitely try and say this as quietly possible. I don't want Fig to hear. When we go to sign the charter tomorrow, I want us somehow to find an excuse to sneak into my brother's room and maybe make sure he doesn't leave that ring.
Sneak into your brother's room to make sure?
Wherever he's at. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Uh-huh. Yes, I think that can happen. Maybe while I'm out and about, I can finish the job.
Yeah, I want to make sure that we have an excuse to be there. I don't know. We can talk about it more, but I think it's for the best that he doesn't have a body to go back to.
And understood. I think when we go on this journey with this group, and if we want to put him inside of the lead box in the ring instead, it may prevent, that may be the same solution if we can't get in.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know magic-y things. All I know is he all of a sudden him being in that ring actually made me feel better. That maybe he wouldn't be able to say anything. I don't know.
It does make me nervous.
Yeah. Does it make me a bad person for wanting that? I feel bad about it at the same time.
No, I understand. As long as you know that none of this is your fault and we need to do what we need to do to save the family. It is for the good of the family, of your family.
Yeah. That's what I think. I just hope it's the right decision. He was acting like he wasn't guilty. He was acting like he didn't know.
Do you think he was telling the truth?
I don't know. I'm so confused, honestly. Because now he put just like a sliver of doubt in my brain that maybe he wasn't as involved as we think.
You felt like he wasn't the major player. It's possible he wasn't, and it's possible he was manipulated. But either way...
But that makes everything so much worse.
Either way, he was involved in a way that makes him a villain. We just need to find a way to find out the truth, and maybe keeping him alive a little longer in the box could help us towards the tail end of what we're gonna find.
What if he's not guilty of all the things? Like, what if he's obviously guilty of being involved. But what if he's not, like, what if he was just being used? And then
I think there's something about whether or not you let yourself be used. And he didn't have the willpower to stop this. And I think that if he was a better man, he might have done what he could to fight against the evil that encircled him.
what does that say about me, though?
I think you're on the right track. I think you aren't your brother. You may be bound by blood, but there's more to life than that. And it's how you conduct yourself from here on out that will make the difference.
What do you want to do?
I think we need to uncover the truth here, because it will help clear your name from any wrongdoing. And we need to get to the full truth. And I think a part of that may be keeping Vane somewhat alive in his lead box until the right moment. Maybe we don't need to dispose of his body quite yet.
I don't think we're going to be able to take his body. I think that will probably be, because it's going to have to be like an in and out thing.
I don't think we need to take his body. It seems like the mage knows that as long as the soul is trapped in the gem, then we're okay for now.
Yeah, but if the mage said that he could leave at any point, maybe he's just biding his time to leave when he has the information that he needs.
Well, I will do as you wish. If you want to go in and finish the job, I'm there for you.
I told my father that I had tried to save him, and I did. But now I don't know if that's the right decision. I'll sleep on it.
Sounds good. Good night.
Good night. I'll just go into the room with Fig and tell her how wonderful her muffins are.
She will, I'm quite sure, be very, very pleased to hear that you like them. Del, is there anything you want to do this evening?
No.
Oh, good. Thank goodness. Somebody who just wants to go to bed.
What's Fig
All right.
doing?
Fig is writing in her journal.
I have more things.
Oh, damn it.
Because, I mean, you had to have known that considering what I asked you.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to first cast Sending. Let me see if it'll let me do
Where
this.
are you at when you cast Sending?
My room.
You're in the room?
Yeah, in the room I share with
Del.
what is it now? Del
and Val. But Val's not here right now.
But I would is Del in the room?
Del, are you in the room?
Hey, look, my mic's on mute. Yes.
Okay, this would probably be like later in the evening because it would be after I did the studying. So I'd go out into the stay out in the like that entry room thing that's in our suite. With like the door closed to the bedroom area.
As you step out there and close the doors behind you to give yourself a little bit of privacy.
Okay, well this may keep one of the sendings out. Yep.
You turn around and there is an old man sitting on the table. Not on the table,
well,
at the chair right by the table there.
That takes care of one of the sendings. Yep. Ah, I was wondering when you'd show up.
When I feel like I am needed.
Your counsel has always needed, my wise and illustrious master.
Well, I appreciate ye giving me flattery. It's not necessary. And no, my counsel is not always needed. You must learn to think for yourself, which my counsel, always being needed, would somewhat detract from.
There is that. I was just about to send you, actually.
What?
I have in my possession the soul of vain Dracohorn.
Souls. Tricky business, those.
His body holds on at a thread.
Indeed.
What is best for the realm that I do with it?
What do you think?
I think it would be easiest if it did not reconnect with its body. I don't know that would be the rightest of things.
And it's difficult to accomplish anyhow with your level of power. After all, if his body lives, he can reconnect to it. If it does not, he cannot. But you still can't prevent him from going on to meet Kelemvor's judgment.
Nor would I want to, if that's where he's headed. If Delryar had not been so insistent that he live, it probably would have been best that he had not. But...
And you would have judged him harsher for it.
There is that.
You know he did the right thing, even if it's not the best thing.
It's what I'm worried about. This unfortunate confluence of the right and best. Does it get any easier, or merely more difficult?
Easier? This is as easy as it gets, my boy.
I was afraid of that.
Wait until it's a queen that you're advising.
Would that day comes. I ran into an uncle of mine.
Great-grandfather, actually.
That's good to know. Wait a minute. Actually, great-grandfather?
Well, many
not the prince
times
himself.
great. No.
One of his
Children's children, I believe. Which puts him some 30 generations removed from you, I believe.
So just around the corner, really.
Indeed.
30 generations? Holy smokes.
I wasn't actually able to see him, but the magical signature left behind was quite conclusively Tanthul.
Yes, we are a rather loud people.
And
magically
my
speaking.
influence in this realm is somewhat limited at the moment.
He cast a delayed blast circle of death upon me.
Yes, advanced death magic. Not really that surprising, is it?
No, just something I would like to get one day.
You should be so lucky.
I should, yes.
Well, you'll not learn it from me. Necromancy was not my school.
Ironic, given your current situation.
Well, true, but nevertheless.
Can one charm a soul without a body?
Sounds like an interesting experiment for you to try.
Of course.
Why should I answer the question when you have all the means to find out for yourself?
Because it would...
Make your life easier?
Yes, I do enjoy that.
When have I ever?
At least once.
That was not easier. It was simply less quick. Believe me, death is easy, and you could have died quite easily.
I don't think I would have enjoyed it.
Mayhap not.
I'm in no hurry to get there anyways.
Speaking of hurry, this vast swamp excursion you've intended.
Eyebrow raised at that.
Should be a fantastic test for you.
Oh, dear.
I do wonder if you'll actually be able to find out what's going on. Or just blunder in and make a mess of things.
Little of column A, little of column B, I'm sure.
I suspect Ganrahast will be interested in both what you know now and what you know after.
I've sent him a letter containing what's happened in the Harp case up till now.
Good. Did you send another copy to Vainrance?
I will now.
Always include the leader of the War Wizards when you provide information on the security of Cormyr, unless you doubt the leader of the War Wizards' loyalty. The Royal Mage is a very busy man. That's why the War Wizards exist.
Fair enough. I suppose since I haven't been haven't joined their ranks yet, I didn't give it a thought, but I should have. You're right.
You should have. For what it's worth, you've done good here.
That's reassuring. Do you
You
think
missed
it's
a lot.
wise? No? I'm not surprised that I didn't. I would have rather liked to have grabbed that Lysandra. I feel like I'm missing something important there.
Mayhap.
But I plan on contacting her tonight.
Ooh. Now that is an interesting choice.
I will ask for information.
I look forward
Tonight
to
will
seeing
be-
how that goes.
Tonight will be the polite way. Shall I have any... Oh, back he comes. What'd you miss?
Shall I have any... something?
Shall I have any extra castings of sending at the end of the day until this matter is resolved? Then we shall go with the unpolite methods.
Not a terrible approach.
It's been taught to me by my esteemed masters that constant badgering does have a good effect.
I don't know where you've heard such things. But it's true.
Do you have an opinion on having Veronica Dracohorn joining our group?
Why would I have an opinion on that?
You have an opinion on everything.
No. Good point.
I guess I should say, would you be willing to share your opinion?
No.
Of course.
The allies you keep, the company of your decisions, remains your decision. You must forge your own path in Cormyr. I am here. I am here to fix a mistake, not to make decisions for you.
Have you heard, well, I'm certain you have, of Sithrin Shaenor?
Oh, now. There's an old name.
I found a spellbook.
Truly.
And I'll pull it out.
And he'll lean forward. He doesn't reach for it, but he leans forward and squints at it a bit. Truly.
It has already
Beams
revealed
like
some
glass.
secrets to me.
I can tell you two things of warning. Perhaps not warning. Two things of note. Whether they be warning or nay is your decision. Some you may already know. But Sithrin Shaenor was possibly the foremost expert on magic during Illafar's time in Cormyr, save Illafar himself.
Well now.
But he was no battle mage. No, he left that to the Lord of Scepters. Sithrin researched more esoteric forms of magic, and eventually a new and fascinating alternative form of magic.
Alternative form of magic.
You'll find out.
Fascinating. I look forward to that.
Don't look too eager. There are prices for such information, and you will no doubt pay.
There is always price for power. And
Aye,
information is the best kind of power.
Aye, true. Have caution with this spellbook. I've no doubt it can give you power. I've also no doubt it has you will have to make some choices as to whether you value the power more or other things. I really must be away. Vainrance. Write to him.
Thank you for checking in with me.
And good luck in the vast swamp. I have no interest to return there. You likely won't see me there.
Then I shall speak with you after.
Indeed.
Corthyndahast
And
is
he's
a little
just
worried at
gone.
that.
He's just
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, that's not at all surprised. He immediately takes out a piece of paper and writes a copy of the letter that he had sent already to Ganrahast. But instead, addressing it to Vainrent.
Mhm.
And seals it and prepares it for the next day of taking it down to get sent off.
Mhm.
And then he will cast Sending.
Okay, go ahead. By the way, Del, you didn't hear any of that. Literally any of it.
Okay.
In
And
fact, the
two
next thing you
lice-
hear is likely Corthynd giving this sending.
He will say, "Why were you working with Vayne? It would be for the best if you turned yourself in. Not for you, obviously, but certainly for me."
The reply is nearly immediate. Vayne? Oh, is that his name? So cute. Why should I turn myself in when I've got you chasing me? It's more fun this way.
Oh, she likes the hunt. Delightful. And he considers a second sending to her, but decides not to for tonight.
Anything else before we take a short rest here? Really a long rest. You guys haven't done much today, so I'll let it be a long rest here.
Hooray!
Nope.
Not for foul. Wait, is it for foul too?
He'll get one when he goes to sleep.
Oh, okay, good.
He's staying up a little longer, but he's eventually going to go to bed. 4 to noon. Plenty.
8 hours, whatever I gotta do.
Yeah,
6.
4 to noon. I guess technically, 6, so you could do 4 to 10.
10
It'd be
a.m.
fine.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Long resty go.
Hooray!
You do have access to external food and water here.
Nice.
And you all wake up the next morning to have breakfast, except Fal, you're sleeping in. Anything you guys want to do at breakfast?
I guess just plan for the day.
I'm just checking. Like, we can totally OC this. I just want to know if there's anything you guys want to do at breakfast.
Nothing special here.
Or any conversations you want to have or anything. Sounds like that's a no.
Can I ask to talk to Vayne again?
Well, you certainly can ask.
Corthynd, could I talk to my brother real quick? Privately.
I don't see why not. And he'll go upstairs, get the ring, come back down, hand it over.
Okay. Veronica will go, hopefully, into her room, minus Fig. Yeah, and whisper into the ring. I don't know if you can tell, but I am alone.
No answer.
Were you, whatever plot you were involved in, because you were clearly involved in something. Why?
Make an insight check for me.
That's not my
Where
best.
is my dear, doting, loyal little sister gone?
I just need you to explain to me why you would hurt our family. Why you would risk our name to work with some witch.
You used to trust me. Now you are convinced that I am evil.
I'm convinced that you were involved in this plot, and I don't understand why. And you've had multiple opportunities.
So sure.
You can deny a level of involvement. That's fine. But you were involved. The witch was with you, clearly, within the house. You have some dealings with her. If you can't, if you won't say, I'm on my own, like, just tell me why. Were you trying to help the family? Are we in some kind of trouble? Are you in some kind of trouble? Is there some kind of motive behind this that would justify it?
Make a persuasion check. You still have disadvantage on this.
Wait.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
charisma
weird.
check. Yeah, well, also,
What happened to your other roll?
did you not see it?
It just didn't pop up in the log. I saw that you rolled a natural 8, which is plus 6, 14.
Oh,
It's right
yeah,
there.
I don't know.
Isn't it?
Weird. I only
19
see a
and 13?
19 there. Let me refresh.
Oh,
I don't
maybe
know
that's
why.
not.
Same.
Yeah, I see the 13.
Yeah, I see a 13 too. But it's showing the 19 in bold, in the bigger number.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
it's-
do see. Oh, I do see. That's weird. Okay, well, so you rolled a 13 here.
Trying
no,
to see if I can
that's the
use-
natural 13 that she rolled. Plus 6 is 19, right? But her second roll, for
It
some
said-
reason, isn't showing up.
Huh.
Do you want me to do it again? It was a 6, though.
I thought it was an 8.
Was it an
so
8?
6
I
would
don't
be
remember.
a 12. 12 or 14.
Thought I saw 12.
Okay, so it would be a 12. So we'll go with a 12 because I'm pretty sure that's accurate. I don't know
Oh,
why
but I can wait.
did this.
I can roll. I'm gonna roll my commanding presence.
Yeah, go ahead
Right? Yes.
and add that. Sure. Plus 7. 19 after all. Not a bad roll. Veronica, There are so many things you think you know, but none of them are quite what you think they are. You're very young, very naive. You believe in the good of the family aligning with the good of the Obarskiers. The good of the commoners aligning with the good of the family. Naive, childish beliefs of how the world works. You would not understand, even if I did do these things you accuse me of. Even if I were this villain, you would not understand.
I'm considering whether or not leaving you alive is the right decision for the family or not.
Until yesterday, I thought I was already dead. Makes no difference to me whether you leave my body a corpse or a shell.
So you have some way out of this ring, then?
I always have a way out.
I looked up to you.
As well you should have. I would have given you everything.
And nothing at the same time.
I would have given you everything. But you have thrown it away carelessly.
You could have just told me that night what was happening, what was going on. And
you would never have understood what was going.
You could have helped me understand.
I had planned to.
Or you planned to set me up.
Why
Let me
would
be
I
a
set up
scapegoat.
my dear sister?
I don't know. I don't know. You
Unlike
haven't convinced
you,
me.
I do not betray my family.
What would you do in my situation?
Right now.
Yeah.
Stop searching for meaning where you will find none.
What will Father say?
I expect he will be quite disappointed in you.
I don't think he will. We found Lysandra. It's only moments before she tells us all of these plans that you made with her.
Make a deception check. Oh, did you? Good. I'm glad. I hope she gives you everything you dreamed of.
I'll take off the ring. I'll walk down the stairs. and hand it back to Corthynd without a word. So we're off to Maeve's, right? The purple dragons. Oh no. Did I lose y'all?
No, they're just all
Okay.
being
No.
quiet.
Okay.
I'm
Everybody
asleep.
froze.
We're here. I guess that's what we can do first thing.
Good a thing as any. All right, so you guys head down. Del, are you going? Fig will go.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 of you are going to be there. Are you guys going to remove Kaelen from the charter?
I had no plans to.
What's the like general rule for currently retired or somewhere else members of an adventuring company?
There isn't really one. The thing is that as long as he is on the charter, he can act in the name of the adventuring company, which means any activity he gets involved in can reflect upon the group. So if he does something, say, extra legal, and gets caught,
Sneaky guy. Corthynd would move to have him taken off. He probably likes Kaelen the most out of all of his previous companions, but
you
he's
can
not in the
always
group anymore.
add
He
him
left.
back in if he comes back.
Right, exactly.
That said, there is a 5 gold fee for changing the charter.
Yeah, he would wave at Del for that. Why else
Del-
have nobles? It can't be useful.
Del, are you paying the 5 gold fee?
Sure.
Okay. Fig thinks it's a little sad, but makes sense if you guys agree to it, to remove cash. So it's just you 3 making the decision, because Val's not here, so... Yes, no?
I say yes.
Fig says yes. Del?
If we have to.
I mean, you don't have to.
I think it would be best if Kaelen has the opportunity to act without consequences that they have to think about.
Right.
So yes? No?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So cash is removed. And Veronica Dracohorn and Kaelen Hashmoore are added. I assume you both give your full names?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So those names are now added to the charter, and Cash is moved to a former member. Anything else while you guys are here?
Yeah. While they're doing all of the like much obliged voting business.
You're gonna have to put your name on it.
Okay.
There's a signature thing.
All right. After the signature thing.
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask where the privy is.
Where the privy is?
Yeah, where did they put that at?
The
Or the
very
powder room. What
the
do they
very
call them?
privy. I was just making sure I had heard you correctly. The very snooty-looking man who was getting all of your signatures sorted out says, "You'll have to find one elsewhere. We don't have a public privy."
I'm not asking for your public one. I'm asking for the one that you use.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you a member of the Purple Dragon Knights?
My friend here, Fig, is.
No, she is a squire.
Never mind. Can I just try to sneak off? I want to try to find this wherever Vane is.
Is it too late to take the name off?
You can certainly try.
Why didn't you do this before we were legally responsible for your actions?
I intentionally waited till after. I just want to kind of wander around a little bit, sneakily, but in
Well,
an
so
innocent, curious fashion.
You're currently in a single room with a heavy door that leads to the back. And a door that leads out.
How's the prisoner doing?
Which? There are several.
The unconscious one.
Which? There are several.
Vane Dracohorn.
Ah. You know, I don't know. I haven't been keeping tabs on him.
I believe his sister is concerned for his health.
He looks at Veronica. Is that true?
Severely concerned. We left him in a very sad state.
How touching. Well, I haven't heard of his death.
Do you happen to know where they might be keeping him?
Oh, yes.
I don't suppose you could tell us.
No.
Is there someone else that could tell us?
Why, yes. Knight Commander, Dame Maeve would be the appropriate person to determine whether that information can be released.
Ah, is she available?
At the moment? No.
Yes.
Will she be available?
I imagine eventually, yes.
Good. I had some things to discuss with her about payment.
Ah, yes, your payment. Mm-hmm.
I think we got off on the wrong foot.
I don't think we're on any foot.
You seem like a very intelligent, hardworking purple dragon.
Flattery will get you
Yes,
everywhere,
most
but I am
dragons-
also not a purple dragon.
And what would
Yes,
you
I was
be?
going to say, only about half of that is true.
I'm an administrative functionary assigned to the dragons.
Oh, wow, that makes you so much more important then.
Oh, goodness. Your payment. And he steps over to painting on the wall, moves it aside, and opens up a strongbox behind it. Takes out a sack of gold, checks it, and then tosses it towards you.
Yeah,
Corthyndahast.
now I will catch it.
300 golden lions.
Acceptable. Glad we could help out.
I believe the purple dragons are quite grateful for your assistance.
We are, as ever, delighted to do so.
Oh, for a moment I thought you were going to make a pun again. Now, if there's nothing else,
Looks pointedly at Veronica. I don't think there is.
Veronica is just like reeling, trying to think. So we don't know when Maeve is going to be available. Maeve is the one that could tell us where Vane is.
Seems like another time we can come
Well, I
back.
could tell you, but that would be against the rules.
I wouldn't want you to break any rules. That would
Of
not
course,
be
of course.
becoming. Wait, can I whisper to Fig? Fig, do you know where they keep people in this place?
Fig just shakes her head and shrugs.
I just really am worried about him. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I do.
If one of them was on their deathbed.
And a criminal?
I mean, some people just make bad decisions.
Yes, true.
That doesn't mean we stop loving them.
No, of course not.
You know, you could take the criminal out of the house, but you can't take the house out of the criminal.
Indeed.
Veronica looks like, I don't know if that helped or not. I just want to make sure that he's okay.
I
That's
am
all.
certain that if his condition changes, you will be the first person Dave Maeve considers telling. Or at least in the top 5.
All right, Veronica will just turn around and walk away from this very unhelpful person.
Have a lovely day.
Do I see anyone as we go by, as we leave, away from this snobby
No.
person?
No. By the way,
No?
out of character, Apollo, he has been this bad to this party since session 6. They all hate him.
He's just
What is this
doing
person's
his
name?
job.
Do I know this person's name?
I have to go look it up. I don't even remember it right now.
Mostly we just refer to him as the asshole at the keep.
Okay. I want to know, like, Veronica will make a point to know this person's name.
You want to ask him?
Ah, yes. What is your name?
Oh God, I just thought of like Veronica standing at the desk demanding to see his manager.
My name? Oh,
Yeah.
You don't need my name, dear.
Well, how am I supposed to tell Maeve the next time I talk to her, which I will, how wonderfully helpful you were?
Just tell her administrator, obviously.
And she will give me your name at that point?
She might.
Come along, Veronica. And like
Veronica's like grinning
years out of
through
the
her
house.
teeth.
You're
I'm gonna
representing
find
us
out.
now.
I'm gonna find out this person's name. And you will regret it. Alright, I'm done.
Okay, so you guys have finished with that.
Uh,
What's next on your
yeah.
agenda?
Does Matt I know you've talked in the past about having like a party funds thing. Was Dell keeping track of that?
Yeah.
How much do we have in the party funds?
About 300 gold.
That's pretty good. Corthyndahast is going to divide up their reward money into 60 gold for each of the 4 of us, and then another 60 for the party fund. That's Cashin's share that is now in the party fund.
Was that a reward for bringing Vane in, or was that
This was
for-
a pre-approved reward that Maeve had given to us for investigating the kidnapping of the children.
Does that math?
Yeah, so it's 5 times 60 comes out to 300. Because he's only including the original 4 members plus cash.
Oh,
Right.
gotcha.
Yeah. Not you two.
Yeah,
Surely we had helped out a little bit with Vane's capture.
I suspect Fig will make an argument to that case, but she's not here to do so, so...
If you wish to, Fig, divide your share up and split it with them, that's certainly...
I'm going to put
I
the
won't argue.
60 on her sheet for now.
Veronica's gonna cough very hard.
We could have waited to put you on the charter until after we received that reward.
But you didn't. So, technically,
You're right. You should get something for your troubles. And he will point out, he will pull out a shiny gold lion and hand one to each of them.
Nice.
I will
go on
hand
my
mine
sheet.
to Kaelen.
All right. I'll take it gladly.
Speaking of gold lions, are you going to go mail your letter to Vaynrance?
Yes.
Okay. It will not cost you a golden lion. It will, in fact, cost you 5 silver falcons. Falcons? Are they falcons?
Yep. I think they are.
Yeah. 5 silver falcons, because Vaynrance's tower is near gold thingy.
Gold Town.
Golden Ruins. So much closer than Suzail. So it costs a lot less.
Excellent. Okie dokie. So then we wanted to go around and get signatures. If
Fal was going to do that. You guys don't need to necessarily do that because
right,
he's not even with
but
you
if
right
one
now.
of us goes,
Oh, I lost you. 1 sec.
We gotta get the box too.
If one of you goes, that's where I lost you.
Grove water. Can we? I know we can only take away one thing of Grove water for each of us, but do we each have to be there to get that, or can we get enough for each of us with only one
You don't
going?
know.
We don't know. Fair enough.
Veronica's gonna ask about this Grove water. What is this?
A kind of reward we received for our previous case where we helped the guardian of the Hullock Forest. It's just some delicious water with healing properties.
Interesting.
Well, I guess I will go with them at least to the blacksmith because I want to see if I can get a lead-lined case thing. I'll actually see if I can either get my current strong box lined with lead or buy one that's lined with lead.
Okay, quick overview. Tanis, you're about to go do canvassing for signatures.
Yep.
Veronica and Corthyndahast, you're gonna go try and get some lead-lined boxes.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Val 27 gold though, so you can
That's right.
give that out however it makes sense.
Okay.
I'll take it off my sheet.
Okay. Del, are you doing anything in particular at this point?
Oh, and at the beginning of the day, I would have given the glamored leather armor to Veronica.
Okay, go ahead and just transfer it.
It's in my room in the Sign of Thunder, and I can't...
Oh, you can't do
I
a
don't
transfer
think I
from there?
can. I don't think so.
We can do it after. It's fine.
Oh, you're right. You can't. Okay, I'll take care of it.
It's what, half a day out and half a day back to the Grove?
Grove water, yep. Okay, Ronnie, you've got some glamored leather armor on your sheet.
Cool.
And with the beast dealt with, it's a relatively
Reasonably safe.
trip.
I mean, you're still going into the most primeval forest in Cormyr, so there's always a chance of running into bad shit. I'm not going to say that it's 100% safe.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you're probably fine.
While everybody else is running errands, he will collect the original bottles that we collected the water with from each person and head to go and refill them.
Okay. Let me see if Fig needs...
Are you guys relinking with Val 4?
I assume so.
Okay.
Fig does not have grove water on it. Wait, let me check her backpack and her pouch. Nothing in her backpack. Oh my.
Uh-oh.
And no grove water in her pouch. So Fig does not have grove water, so I imagine she would like some.
Yeah.
Out of character. It's basically a potion of healing
Yeah, it's the equivalent of a potion of healing.
that we can go back and refill.
They just
whenever
have
we
to
have
go
a
through a
day
day
to spare.
deep, dark, dangerous forest and take a day to do it.
Val will hold the bottle of water out, or the bottle out, and just say, "They did say not to get greedy. I can always fill this myself later. But if you
I'm
feel confident."
taking no more than was agreed upon. I have every intention to distribute it to those who have earned it. We'll find out.
All right. Thank you.
So is that 4 bottles you're getting or 3?
4. I do believe.
Okay, cool. All right, so you're going to get grove water. Blah blah. They're going to the Kaelen. Are you just chilling along with Ronnie and Corthyndahast, or do you have other plans?
I was gonna go to the different inns in town and see if there's any information I can gather. Just
Okay,
about
so there's
witches, sightings.
There's only 2 inns in town. There's the one you're in, you've been staying in, and there's another one called. Hold on, I gotta find it. The Bear's Den, which is
Okay.
a bit of a seedier inn.
Yeah, I'll head on over there.
That's the one where Gary was staying.
The Bear's Den. That's a good name for a gay club.
Sure.
I like it.
Maybe that's why Gary went there. Surrounded by women? Maybe not.
Maybe not. I mean, he could be bi. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Who knows? Okay.
It's Forgotten Realms. Everybody is.
Probably true. Okay. In order, we're going to do Fal first. Fal, I need you to make a persuasion check. Are you handing out Ronnie's gold to these people?
I am. And you said there's 9 total?
9 parents total if you're... 8 in total if you're including... what was her name? Lyra, the one you saved?
Yeah, okay.
Initially.
I will include her.
Okay. 8 families total.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give them each 3 gold.
Okay. Then I will give you advantage on your persuasion check.
Okay.
Yay!
There you go, Veronica. You're helping.
I'm helping.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's a 20. Most of them seem like they're still not excited to talk about what happened. They're still not eager to look at what happened. They are largely still trying to hide away. But when you mentioned that Haldar is still under house arrest and that their signature might help to sway public opinion, every one of them remains grateful to Haldar for what he did for their family. And they all sign on. By the end of the day, you have 8 signatures. Actually, you have 12 because sometimes there's more than one parent.
Cool. I will try to be polite, sensing that they don't want to talk about it and stuff, but I will also mention that an article's being written, and they're getting some testimonies, but it's completely separate from whatever I'm dealing with right now.
Make another persuasion.
This petition.
You do not have
that'll be
advantage
it.
on this one.
And I will go along at least until the blacksmith, since that was one of them, and inquire about getting a lead lining for my strongbox. Or if he has a lead-lined box already.
Is that going to be a pain to lug around, though? Like if we
Tanis,
go
were you
places,
rolling
does the
another
strongbox
persuasion?
be
Shouldn't
carrying
be
that?
significantly heavier because it does not have to be thick lead at all. In
Okay.
fact, is just a thin sheet of lead.
I'm just thinking that in the case of you wanting to carry the ring with yourself, or like when we go someplace,
Right.
that
Hey, what brief interlude here? Oh, you guys can't hear me, can you?
No, we
can
can
hear
hear
I
you.
can hear
We
you.
can
Oh,
hear
you can hear me. Cool. Tanis, I needed another persuasion there.
Oh,
We
I
didn't
did
hear
not
anything
that.
you'd said before that and
Weird.
between, so we might have missed something.
Weird. Yeah, just one more persuasion. This one is not with advantage.
Hey.
Okay.
One of them agrees to go talk to the paper.
Cool.
I'll figure out
Could I
which
ask
one
which
later.
one? Okay.
I'll figure out which one later. I don't have the list in front of me right now.
Yep. Fair enough.
Anything else that you're doing with the various families before I move on to the lead line box problem?
Nope.
Okay, lead line box. I was trying to look up who would sell that. I'm not convinced it's a blacksmith.
Yeah, that's fair. Lead is not really a common... Well, I guess Peter's not really lead.
Yeah, but they might be similar. You might have better luck at like a jeweler. Because lead is a soft metal, right?
Right.
Regardless, some kind of metalworker. I doubt it's the guy, specifically the blacksmith whose
Right.
child
That's
was
fair.
kidnapped. We'll say it's a different metalworker in town. I don't know their full trade right now because I don't understand lead trade very well. And quick Googles are not helping me. So, anyways,
Maybe an Aurora's Emporium outpost.
yeah, maybe. Regardless,
Makeup shop.
let's go with you find lead, a guy who will sell you lead. He will either upgrade your box for 20 gold, or he can sell you a new one for what's the cost of a coffer normally? Normally a chest is 5 gold, so yeah, I was going to say 25, so that works. So he'll either upgrade your box for 20 gold or sell you a new one for 25 gold.
Yeah, that's so much money.
Veronica will see if Corthyndahast at all shows the that's so much money. She'll chip in.
Absolutely, he would do that.
Alternatively, he can sell you a much smaller box. Because right now you're looking at basically a chest size box.
Right. And the only reason was to future-proof. But yeah, a smaller box would probably be fine.
How much is that?
A smaller box would be 10 gold.
Veronica
But
will
it's
offer to
only
pay
going to
for it.
be large enough to hold, like, a ring and a few coins, maybe. Like,
Right.
much smaller items.
Which one would you prefer, Corthyndahast?
Yeah, might as well get the small one for now. Always get a big... Man, one day he's going to have like a big lead-lined room that he can do all kinds of fun stuff in.
And slowly poison himself with the lead.
He's got remove curse.
If you use lead-based paint,
Yes.
Yeah, we'll
I
get
mean,
the small
if you
one.
get some lead-based paint, you could just paint the box yourself. Yeah. Hope
That's
you're good
true.
at it,
Yeah,
though.
they got any?
Don't
They got
don't
any
miss any
lead-based
spots. Don't miss any spots.
Veronica will buy the box right out for him.
The 10 gold one.
10
Oh,
gold.
nice.
Okay.
She doesn't know how money
Please.
works.
Anything else you guys want to do today?
Every day, earlier this time, I'm gonna go out to a different spot around the town to various farms and cast plant growth.
Okay. You're gonna go do that again for another 8-hour session?
Yep. But I'll probably do it like, I don't know, 6 p.m.
Okay.
Is this penance for killing all the children with Moonbeam?
No.
Aw.
Are you going to the same farm every time, or are you going to a different
No,
one?
no, sorry, maybe I cut off. I was saying that I'm spacing it out. Probably going like completely opposite end of town.
Okay.
And then just kind of working my way around the town as far as
Out
whatever
of
the layout is.
character, what's your plan here? What are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to help with the fertility around the area.
Just stirring the economy a bit, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I've been benefiting other economies in the town as well, so I should,
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. All right. Anything else you guys want to do today?
Corthyndahast would like to look into ways to track a sending stone. Is there any place he can do some research in town?
Make an investigation check.
Probably going to lead to like Huntsilver's library is the best place.
Yeah, you very quickly do come to the conclusion that actually no, not Huntsilver's library, because no, not them either, because these families are primarily martial. They have not traditionally turned out a lot of wizards or arcanists of any kind. The closest family that might have anything like that is probably going to be Wyvern Spur. And
a little further than I wanted to go.
Yeah, that's like Holttail, maybe?
Isn't it Immersey?
And probably Immersey for the main household, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Which means Vainrance is actually closer.
Right. Would... Yeah, he's gonna look contemplative and send off a sending to Vainrance.
Okay.
Okay, he'll send off a sending of... Would you know of a method you could share with me to track a sending stone? A citizen of the realm is in trouble. Boy, howdy, sending is sure coming in useful already. You guys have no idea how much I agonized over getting sending or another spell at this level.
I told you, this spell is fucking broken. It is
Because
the
I
most
could've-
broken spell in 5th edition.
I could have gotten the most Corthynd spell ever that allows me to create a tower wherever I want, so that I could just, when I'm camping, create a tower to sleep in. And it would be furnished with whatever I would like. And I really desperately want that spell, but I will never have it now.
Yes, I'm sure your next level up couldn't possibly provide it.
No, it can't actually.
Vainrance's
Pardon me,
response
subclass.
comes reasonably quickly, though he does sound a bit... well, with your charisma, he sounds a bit normal. I might know several. How urgent and how important the individual. I'm quite busy, but we can arrange something for you to use my Librum.
He's near the Vast Swamp, right?
Yeah, he's, like I said, he's at the Golden Ruins. So it's really like a day out of your way. Maybe 2.
Tammarast found... I'll send another sending. Tammarast found half of a sending stone in the Vast Swamp. No idea of the missing boy's importance, but his sister is worried.
So you're off to chase some random chit on the word of a sending stone. Typical. This is why Oakfeld is his favorite. Very well, come.
Oh, whoa. Corthynd just staggers in the street.
Oh. Would you do the sending next to Veronica?
Yeah, they're probably still together.
She will do a double take. What? You okay?
Physically, yes. There's nothing like being dressed down by your superiors.
Why would they have any cause to do that?
Because I want to pursue this lost girl of Tammarast's.
Well, it sounds
Apparently,
like
it's not something that's worth my time.
saving presumably someone who's in trouble isn't worth their time. It sounds like they have the wrong priorities.
More that my time is ostensibly worth more than that.
What do you think?
I think every citizen is as important as every other.
Sounds like they're wrong then.
Thank you. I needed to hear that.
Do we put the so we put in the order for the box? Do we know
Yeah,
how
we
long
put in
that will
the order
take?
for the
Oh,
box.
he'll just
Do you
give
just
one.
have some?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, okay.
It'll take him like 10 minutes to line a small box with lead. Doesn't take him long.
yeah, we'll put the ring in it for now.
You should be able to take like a chest and drop it on your sheet, and then I'll
Yeah, I'm trying
adjust
to
the stats for it.
find that right
later.
now. Containers.
Veronica will keep an eye out anytime on your fingers to make sure that that ring is never out around her.
Right?
What's the matter, Ronnie? You don't like being gaslit by your brother?
Creepy.
Anything else you guys would like to do today?
I don't know if it's possible, but Veronica would very much like to try to dig into her family's dealings in the city more so than she would have kind of flippantly in the past, to try and understand maybe a fuller picture.
In order to do that, you're going to need access to Vane's ledgers, both his financial records as well as his journals and his notes. Like that is a very deep research task to really understand what your family does here in Thunderstone.
Okay. Maybe if we do like that little hiatus thing, maybe she can do that.
Well, you're
As a
kind
part
of
of it.
doing it now. You've got a
Okay.
couple of days before you go south, but I don't know how many days you guys are going to do. And you also have to have access.
Yeah.
That's the
I don't
hard part
know.
right now.
I guess I need to get Maeve to approve that then, right?
You don't know right now. Depends on if they're still
Okay.
keeping your house under lockdown.
Okay. His ledger would be at the Purple Dragons, though, because we submitted it as evidence.
His most
correct?
recent ledger is, yes.
Okay. Would he have additional ledgers in the house?
I mean, he's been here for a decade. Surely.
Okay. Could I try to sneak into the house?
Maybe. Probably not tonight, like real life tonight, but we might be able to do that next week.
Okay. All right. That's on my to-do list.
Yeah. That's definitely you can certainly try.
Okay.
Anything else you guys want to do tonight?
Researched a book.
Okay. Anything else before I get to the book?
Did I get any information on my trek around town?
Oh, thank you. I completely forgot about that. Make me an investigation check. So you ask around about a woman in a cloak that kind of looks like the one you saw. Describe her features a little bit. People have certainly seen her, but not in several days. They saw her mostly hanging out near the waterfront.
That's good information.
Near a fisherman's hut.
This is where we fought her, right?
Where you fought her initially, but he doesn't know that.
I'll once I get back for dinner and stuff, I'll relay all that information that I got for the day. And that's it. That's all I want to do for the day.
Okay. I'm sure someone will clue you in as to where they first fought her, and that does seem to line up with that. That seems to be where she was hanging out with the other kidnappers. That was before they saw her with Vane. So it seems like she has not been seen since the fight with Vane. That's the conclusion you can come to. All right, Corthynd. Constitution saving throw. Natural 20. D4, please. Okay. That brings you to 16%.
Hooray!
Your progress in understanding of the book. The book begins to talk about magic, arcane magic, that can heal and preserve those who have passed beyond and those who are near that point. You gain the ability to spend 2 of the book's charges to cast Gentle Repose or Wither and Bloom.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
And I will add those to the book for you now. So yeah, 2 charges for Gentle Repose or 2 charges for Wither and Bloom.
Interesting. Man, oh, man, Benoit would have loved this.
Who's that?
Previous wizard that I
campaign.
played.
Yeah, another
Ah.
wizard I played that was into trying to use magic to heal. This book is getting fancy.
And you're only at 16%. Imagine what it'll be like later.
Oh boy.
Completely safe and no problems imaginable.
None whatsoever.
Yeah.
Go. There's 1. Wait, why didn't that take?
Now I can't, I'm assuming, cast Gentle Repose as a ritual from the book. Or can
You
I?
cannot. You cannot.
Okay. But I can learn it from the book.
You can, and thus copy it into your book as a ritual.
Terrible idea.
That is
Although
true.
an expensive idea.
That is also true. Well, that's weird. It's not showing up as charges, but it looks like it'll do it, right? If I do that.
Oh, like the number of charges?
Ah, there. It's working now. Cool. And
Hooray.
it should be in your spell book. It is. Yay. Yep, there you go. That's what you got. Starts delving into dealing with life.
Neat.
Necromancy a little bit, but, healer necromancy.
Oh.
Good stuff, right?
Maybe there's a soul jar in here.
Could be. That might be something you can do with it eventually. You'll just have to keep
I just
reading and
stuff the ring in
deciphering
there.
this old mage's
It'll-
text.
Maybe if I stuff the ring in there, it'll eat the soul.
Maybe so. All right, we are going to end here for the evening. Thank you all. I hope you enjoyed. No XP specifically tonight, but I will keep in mind what you all have done and possibly apply it to future things as they come to fruition. I will take a brief moment to go through and give out any inspirations that I think may be appropriate.
Did I make it the pond and back?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know.
Or will we deal with that next week?
Yeah, you made it there and back. You do have 4 things of grove water. Whether or not they're tainted, you don't know, but they seem fine.
Okay.
Del, you have a fairly protective side, and also you protect those who can't protect themselves. Go ahead and gain inspiration for guiding the party towards the girl in the stone. Ronnie, you tried so hard, and there is nothing to you that's more important than your family. And you tried, even past the point where most people would have given up. Unfortunately, it didn't work. But you feel good about yourself. Maybe. A little.
A little.
Go ahead and gain inspiration. And that will be it for the evening. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you next week.